Welcome to Auto Talks. As we updated over the last couple of weeks, a global shortage of microchips has resulted in slowdowns at many automaker assembly plants, consequently causing diminished inventory on dealer lots, and vehicle retail prices begin to rise. If you are on the market searching for a new car, now is probably the best time to buy, or you may have to delay your purchase to the next model year. In the meantime, you may want to watch some stocks that are automotive semiconductor related. Car makers are prioritizing available chips for their most profitable and best-selling models, reducing pressure on earnings. In most cases, the chips are not that easily interchangeable across different vehicle models. BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Volkswagen were among the first automakers to report shortage and idled production overseas, which is likely to affect some imported models. In our weekly updates, North American factories that have reported past or future slowdowns produce these US models. IHS Markit predicts that 672,000 fewer light vehicles will be produced globally in the first quarter of 2021 than previous forecasts. It warned that the automotive chip shortage could last into the third quarter of 2021, an extension of the earlier forecast. Microchips or semiconductors are the essential parts for building cars. Even the simplest car can employ a dozen or more chips in everything from an anti-lock braking system, engine control units, to infotainment displays. Fortunately, virtually all other electronic components use these chips, and suppliers are overloaded, primarily due to the pandemic. Why there is a shortage? Two major reasons. Increased demand for consumer electronics during lockdowns have led to the global microchip shortage, first reported in December 2020. The situation is particularly acute for automotive companies, which are experiencing a strong bounce back in vehicle demand, while chip makers often reserve supply for large technology companies. The shortage is disrupting automotive production in most regions, leading to sporadic slowdowns and selective plant shutdowns. Although the overall scale and the magnitude of the problem is not yet known. The top 5 automotive semiconductor companies, NXP, Infineon, Renesas, Texas Instruments, and ST Microelectronics were all affected by COVID-19 in the first half of 2020. Most affected semiconductor components were microcontrollers or MCUs and power semiconductors. In response to the growing demand for wireless connectivity, smart and electric vehicles, most of these companies outsourced their MCU production to other foundries using 28 nanometer and below technologies. NXP's technology in its fab is only 90 nanometer, so it has to outsource most of its high-end production MCUs. NXP has also established a factory in Singapore with TSMC. However, TSMC and UMC are currently running at full capacity in almost all production lines. UMC has announced that it would increase the prices for its 8-inch products. Therefore, the MCU prices will continue to increase while the delivery time will get extended. When car sales rebounded, chip manufacturing capacity had been snatched up by other customers. And on the other hand, according to Reuters, shortage also ties back to former administration's policies aimed at curtailing technology transfer to China. For example, one automaker moved chip production from China's Semiconductor Manufacturing International, or SMIC, which was hit by US government restrictions in December, to Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, which in turn was overbooked. A person familiar with the matter told Reuters. An automotive supplier confirmed TSMC has been unable to keep up with the demand. Planning and logistics point of view, a microcontroller that typically takes 12 to 16 weeks to manufacture will need a lead time of 26 weeks or even up to 38 weeks for in-demand components. Additionally, lead times for nearly all chip types are 1 to 2 months longer than normal. With the complexity and exacting conditions of the manufacturing process, the automotive microchip production cannot be scaled up quickly or inexpensively. So relief isn't as close as it might be for simpler components. Semiconductor shortage are hindering the production of everything from a personal computer, consumer electronics, to automobiles. And some shortage are likely to linger throughout 2021, which is mixed news for semiconductor stocks. Some chip makers have raised prices because of the tight supply, but the shortage also are capping their upside sales potential. Meanwhile, semiconductor equipment vendors are seeing sales and their outlooks raise as foundries add capacity. While there has been some debate about whether shortage will be good or bad for the semiconductor stocks, the foundry constraints will last for some time, which will likely continue to create very favorable semiconductor market. At the end of the video, I'm listing some stocks relevant to the automotive semiconductor shortage topic. The content of the video is just for informational and entertainment purposes. It does not constitute financial, accounting, or legal advice. Thanks for watching.